Hello and welcome to Math with Dotun, where math is simple, fun, and practical. Alright? In this lesson, we'll be looking at direct proportion and inverse proportion. In fact, this is the introductory lesson. Alright? So, look forward to the examples that we're going to be having. We're going to treat a lot of past questions, right, on this particular topic. Proportion, direct and inverse proportion. All right, but before we go into the examples, I want to show you how things work in the solution, and I'll give you a very short and easy way to solve your questions, be it direct proportion or inverse proportion. All right, so what's direct proportion? Okay, simple analogy: you have two variables or two quantities. Okay, one is going up, and then as this is going up, the other one too is going up. So let's say this is A and B. So as A is going up, B is going down. When A is going down, B is what? Going down. So that's direct proportion, and that we have in our market math. All right, when you go buy something, you're buying in direct proportion. All right, so if you buy one candy for $10, that means if you increase the number of candies you want to buy, then you have to pay more. The more candies, the more you pay. The more candy, the more you pay. The less candy, the less you pay. All right, so that's direct proportion, right? This is going up, you need more of this, then you need to also do more of that, right? So that's direct proportion. But in inverse proportion, let's say you have A and B. So as A is going up, B is going down. So when A is going down, B is going up. All right? So that's the inverse, indirect, all right? This one is going down, the other one is going up. And a very good example is let's say the number of people doing something and the time they spend doing it. Okay, so if you have 5 people working on something, all right, at the same rate, and let's say they spend 5 hours. Now, if you're going to put more people on that same thing working at the same rate, that means they're going to spend less hours. So the more people, the less time, the more people, less time they spend, right? And the less number of people, the more time they spend. So imagine something that 5 people should do for 5 hours, and then you want to leave it for just one person to do. Oh, that means the person will spend more time. So less people, more time. So as you're reducing the number of people, the number of time or the amount of time will go up. All right, so that is the inverse proportion. So this is the first thing to understand in your question. So just using your common sense, by the time you read the question, you have to just look at it commonsensically and check, okay, is this a direct proportion or an inverse proportion? So once you're able to read that, once you're able to understand that, then you can now follow the strategy I'm going to show you now. Okay, so in the strategy for direct proportion, I call it DM, and the one for inverse proportion, I call it MD. All right, DM and MD, as simple as that. DM, we're gonna see. I'm not gonna waste too much time on this in this introductory video, so I plead with you to make sure you follow the videos in this series and in the playlist proportion, direct and inverse proportion. All right, follow the examples I'm going to give you, then you see how I'm going to use this DM and MD to simplify proportion questions. All right, but I'll just explain quickly. D is division, right? And M is multiplication. Here you have multiplication and division. So this is just for direct proportion and inverse proportion of two variables, all right? So now, for instance, let's say you have two candies for 10 naira, okay? 2 candies for 10 naira, and then I ask you to find the amount for 8 candies. So how much will you buy 8 candies? Alright? So the first thing you have to check is this a direct proportion or an inverse proportion? If it's direct proportion, it means that as you increase the number of candies, then the amount will also increase. Oh, is that so? So that means I'm going to do DM. So DM means you divide first and then multiply. So you're dividing to find the amount for 1 candy. Alright, so how much will I buy 1 candy? That would be 10 divided by 2. Alright, and the answer is 5, right? I'm done with my division to find the amount for 1 candy. And then I move to multiplication. Now that I know the amount for 1 candy, for 8 candies I do 8 times 5, and the answer will be 14 naira. Simple as that. Alright, and then for inverse proportion, MD, 5 people can do a piece of work for, let's say, 20 minutes. Alright, and then we want to check how long will it take 10 people. How long will it take 10 people to do the same work working at the same rate? All right, we do MD, right? So we multiply 5 times 20. Okay, that's for 1 person. We'll spend 5 times 20 minutes, and that's 100 minutes. And then we share the 100 minutes among the 10 people. All right, 100 divided by 10, and that will be 10. So that means 10 people will spend 10 minutes on the job. All right. So like I said, please do well to follow the other videos, and then there are other strategies we're going to use in some questions that may not be in this format, and that you're going to see in the subsequent videos we do in this series. All right. So please follow and click on the notification bell so that you can get the alert once we upload the videos. Thank you. Bye.